avoided elimination. Me and Steve are going to break it down, what it can mean. Are they just delaying the inevitable, or could this be a thing? We're going to talk about all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, Steve-O. Jason Tatum, huge second half from Tatum, playing much like the way we've needed him to play. Overall, the team plays much better defense down the stretch as well in this game to really seal it all home. How you feeling about this win by the Boston Celtics?
Hey, they gave him. They gave him. I mean, I felt like really Miami gave him this win, and it was most uncharacteristic game out of the Miami Heat that I've seen thus far in the playoffs. They was just giving that ball away. They was just turnover, 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 and then that's what they did as a good team. They capitalized on it. By the time the game ended, I think they had over 24 points in turnovers. So hey, that's the defense we wanted, and it was kind of shocking because even in the playoffs and even in the regular series, they wasn't the biggest. They weren't known as a team to get steals, and even though that was what they were last year, but it's kind of good to see them get back to their old ways. They definitely needed to step up defensively, and to be honest, yeah, I feel like they're just delaying the inevitable because, be honest, like I said, I feel like Miami gave it away. To be honest, they were just not making shots. The shots that normally fall for Jimmy wasn't falling, and the same for Els. Gabe tweaked his ankle a little bit, and just turnovers, and they just couldn't catch a rhythm. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it was. When you look at them, they shot the Miami Heat shot 8 of 32 from 3-point range, only 25%. That's not generally going to get it done. You shoot 43% from the field. They have 16 turnovers in this game. This is just a game that we're not used to seeing the Miami Heat play. And I really thought, especially being at home, they were going to close them out. Now, here's the question I want to throw to you, and this will help inform with the rest of the conversation. Did the Miami Heat lose this game, or did the Boston Celtics win this game?
Me personally, I say Miami Heat lost this game,
Okay, that's
and
fair. Now,
it was just way too many turnovers, and they not even like. One thing we know, like sometimes they'll go off for shooting, and they're not the greatest scoring team. But one thing they just never did was turn the ball over much, and this was just uncharacteristic for them tonight.
yeah, definitely a lot of turnovers in this game. Those 16 turnovers. Now, is this the spark that's going to give Boston life to maybe make this a more interesting to finish? Or do you think the Miami Heat going to
Hey,
regroup, bound, and they're going to get it back together? What they play again? That would be Wednesday. Or no, that'd probably be Thursday that they play again. Do you think they're going to be able to close it out then, or do you think Boston Celtics now has enough fire where they may push this even further?
I mean, according to Brown and Smart, they talking about don't let us get one. Don't let us get one. Hey, you got one. So we gonna see if this is the fire that you need, or is it gonna fuzzle out like I think it's gonna do. I think Thursday night they're gonna come in getting all over with. Like I said, I just don't expect the Miami Heat to play a similar type game. They're gonna get things together. They're gonna execute better. Of course, they're not gonna shoot as bad as they normally do. Like you said, they just shot bad, and which is it looked like the regular season Heat for a minute, for
Definitely, that's true.
really the whole game minus the turnover. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely possible. They definitely could go off fume and do this, but I've yet to see somebody go 3-0 and make out and win 4 straight games. So they definitely have the talent to do it. Now I don't know. I just literally see this game. I mean, this team 2 nights ago completely quit. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if the Boston Celtics do win the next game back in Boston, they would have to push it to a game seven, and they would have to look dominant in the next two games. So I'm ready to pick them to be able to do the impossible and still win this series. But I will say this: you go back to Boston, you're riding in the momentum of this game. Jason Tatum. 14 of 22 in this game for 33 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He did have 5 turnovers though. But if they can play with some intensity and understand the moment and not want to go home on their own home court, I can see them maybe pulling it out in the next game. But I'm still not willing. It doesn't matter. I'm still not going to pick them to necessarily win this series. But I think Jimmy and crew gonna come in also trying to snuff out a little bit of flame that did start because of this game as well.
Yeah. And the only way I also see is like I feel like another big reason they won besides the turnovers was they got big contributions out of two of their main glue guys that got them to the finals last year, which is Horford and Grant Williams, and they both played their best game up to this point. So I haven't been seeing them be that consistent, so that's the only reason why I'm not completely convinced. But if they continue to get a performance out of this, they could definitely turn this around for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Can they? I tell you what, Kev. I know Kev love his game sevens. He gonna go crazy
Facts.
if we get a game seven after something like this. But you know, if they push it again, right? And let's say they just push it to game seven. I'm not gonna say the outcome. Um, it'll help bring some life back into the conference finals that have been nothing but dead, bro. Like as good as these playoffs have been, the conference finals have been a dud.
Just,
So
just like, just not. If it was just so unattractive. I
yeah.
mean, it definitely been good basketball, but it just, it's like a deflate. It just,
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Hey, unless you got anything else, man, I got nothing else with this game. I just wanted to get this post game in.
yeah.
It really isn't a lot to break down. Like I said, it's a great half from Jason Tatum. Overall, really good team defense as well. You still didn't have a big night from Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown still, I mean, 7 of 16. He shot the ball better in this game, but it's still he has not been
The Brown.
Jaylen Brown that you saw during the
Yeah.
rest of the season at all.
I
So
believe he averaged what 27 to 28 in the I want to say Atlanta series, and the series after in the Philly was what 25, and he dropped
yeah.
all the way to 17. So you gotta bump that up to at least 20 21, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to support Jason Tatum and what he did. Like, and we'll see. I mean, if we get a big night from Tatum, Brown, and then one of Marcus Smart, Al Horford, or somebody else steps up as well, I'll say some things. But like, it says a lot too that
Hmm.
Robert Williams has basically been unplayable in this series, bro,
Yeah,
which is
and
crazy.
and it's mainly because all they worried about is getting up threes. They're not worried about doing the pick. He's not a lob threat no more because they're not throwing lobs
Yeah,
to him. So it's like if he's not going, if he's not doing pick and rolls and diving straight to the ball, there's no point of him being out there, especially on of offensive scheme sense. Though.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But hey, we'll see what the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat got for us planned in Game 5. Let's see if they can keep making this series any more interesting. But if I had to do a prediction right now, I'm going to say the Miami Heat go ahead and close them out. But we'll see what it ends up happening.
Yep, just go ahead and close him out because
Yeah,
you
you
can get
need
some
to because
bread, get some rest.
yeah, because you allow Denver to get more rest than you get. It's going to be a tough finals for
And
you.
who they go back to first?
I think you talking about it in the
Yeah.
finals? They'll start off in Denver because
Woo!
they were the number one overall seed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, that first 10 minutes of each, them first two games gonna kill them. So yeah, you got to get as much. Like I said last night, you know that bubble experience. You know how hard it was. You know how tough it was. You got the help now, so you got to finish these dudes off. You can't afford to let these go 6 or 7 games.
yeah, you can't because if it does, hey, Denver's not gonna make it any
Nope.
easier on you in the finals, man. But you guys stay tuned in right here with us. Y'all can follow Stevo at Stevo Speaks. You can follow me at CEO Haize. You can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod. But yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned in and locked in with us. We'll be bringing these live streams, especially during the finals. So y'all stay tuned. But we about this mug. Peace, y'all.